It was a cold autumn evening when Emma and her friends decided to explore the abandoned old movie theater in their town. They had heard rumors of an old projector and a stack of film reels that were still inside. As they entered the theater, they found the projector and the reels just as they had heard. Excitedly, they loaded a reel onto the projector and started it up. The first few minutes of the film were just static, but then the image of a family appeared on the screen. It was black and white, grainy footage of a family in their home in the 1950s. Emma and her friends were fascinated by the glimpse into the past. But as they continued watching, things started to take a darker turn. The family on screen began to behave strangely, their expressions twisted into masks of terror. They kept glancing off screen, as if something was chasing them. The footage became increasingly disturbing, until it reached its climax. Suddenly, the room was filled with screams and the sound of chaos as the family was brutally attacked by an unseen force. Emma and her friends were horrified and couldn't look away from the footage. When the film ended, the projector shut off and the lights came on. Emma and her friends were left shaken and disturbed by what they had just seen. They later found out that the footage was real, it was not a movie. The family in the footage were real people and the events were real. They had stumbled upon a lost footage of a gruesome murder. The footage had been locked away, never to be seen again, until Emma and her friends found it. From that day on, Emma could not shake off the images of the footage from her mind. She couldn't sleep, she couldn't look at old footage, she couldn't even be in a dark room. The lost footage had found her and it wouldn't let her go. Emma tried to forget about the footage, but it continued to haunt her. She couldn't stop thinking about the family and their horrific fate. She became obsessed with finding out more about the murders and the footage. She began to research the case and soon discovered that the footage had been locked away by the authorities, deemed too disturbing to ever be seen again. The murders were never solved and the killer was never caught. Determined to uncover the truth, Emma and her friends decided to investigate further. They found old newspaper articles and interviewed people who were around at the time of the murders. But the more they dug, the more they realized that the case was shrouded in mystery and secrets. One night, Emma had a dream that she was the family in the footage, being chased and attacked by a dark figure. She woke up in a cold sweat, realizing that the footage had affected her more than she thought. As the investigation continued, Emma and her friends started to receive threatening messages and strange phone calls. They were followed and watched, and Emma was convinced that the killer was still out there, watching her every move. Finally, they discovered a clue that led them to an old abandoned house on the outskirts of town. Emma was terrified, but she knew that she had to see it through. As they entered the house, they found the old footage reel hidden away in a secret room. But they also found something else, the killer was there waiting for them. In a final confrontation, Emma and her friends managed to escape, but they knew that the killer was still out there, free and unpunished. Emma couldn't shake off the feeling of dread that lingered. The footage had uncovered a truth that was better left buried, and it had led her down a path of no return. From that day on, Emma couldn't even look at an old footage again. The memory of the footage and the killer still haunted her and she knew it always will. If you like this video, please give it a like and share. Subscribe the channel for more amazing stories.